We have got, allegedly, a US-India trade deal coming today. What would be your red lines? I mean, I know that the price of onions in India can bring down state governments. It can bring farmers onto the streets. You know, you don't have a big soy production sector, so maybe there's some room there. But H-1B visas, something that Trump's base do not like, but is really quite important to many, many Indians. What are your red lines for this deal? Does the Indonesia-US deal or the Vietnam-US deal give you any pointers? And what do you expect to see?
If this deal ever happens, will actually not touch on, not be able to, India will not sort of negotiate its interests if it's just getting a deal with the United States. That's very clear. India is just too big a power now and in economic weight of itself that, you know, while a deal with America is desirable, if a deal doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world for India. There are certain red lines in India with regard to with this deal, particularly the agriculture sector. India has 60% of its population, which still depends on agriculture, and there is just no way India will do a deal, I think at least, on the agriculture sector. If the trade-off on that is the H-1B visas, yes, it will have some impact on the Indian diaspora and the sort of the educated Indians, but that politically is not a very relevant factor. So I don't think India will compromise on that.
As Indians have the same leverage that China has, right? China has this stranglehold on certain rare earths and critical minerals and the processing of them, and that has caused Trump to sort of climb down. You don't have any equivalent leverage.
But the corollary is that we as a 4 trillion economy have, our trade with the US is a very small percentage of the size of our economy. We're not essentially an export-oriented economy. We're essentially a domestic economy, 4 trillion growing at about 8 to 10%. Right? So while it's desirable for us to have a deal, but even if the United States and we don't have a deal, that will not in any meaningful way stop India's trajectory. Unlike China, which is more dependent on the United States.